good to see you.
Yes,
Good to
you
meet
too. Yes.
Awesome.
Welcome to my episode 4 on my podcast. Would you
Okay.
like to introduce yourself to our audience?
Yes. So my name is Charlie Walker, Charles Walker, but I go by Charlie. I am a 22-year-old realtor in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, and been in the business just a little bit over 2.5 years, coming up on 3. And yeah, it's just about me. Serve the greater Milwaukee area.
That's amazing. And
Awesome.
22 years. Like,
Thank you.
wow.
Yeah.
I am 23 and I just got my license last year and it's already like been so thrilling. Like,
Yes.
explain a little more, like, what was your passion? How did you get into
Yeah,
it?
so I always wanted to go to school for law.
Okay.
That was a big thing of mine, and I just kind of figured, I believe, like sophomore, junior year, I was like, I don't know if I really want to do this. You know,
Okay.
like law 7 years,
Right.
So I think my next best option was real estate.
Okay.
I kind of saw it as, you're still handling contracts, you're still addressing professionally.
Well,
talking
if
with
you're gonna go
clients.
in law, like contracts is so easy for
Right,
you. Right.
Yeah. So I graduated June of 21.
Okay.
And then I went straight into getting my license. I got my license October of 21.
Okay.
And then I had started in the middle of 22.
Understand.
So I jumped right into the chaos of like in the midst of the spring market. It was a little hectic, for sure.
Wait, was COVID COVID a part then?
Well, during 22, not
Okay.
really. So the
Okay. It
mandate
was
wasn't
kinda-
as strict. Yeah, it was
Ah.
pretty lenient. Like we weren't wearing masks and all those things, like showings at the time. So I think it was really the course of 21 where all that was really going down.
Yeah.
But I wasn't there to witness it. So
Got it.
But yeah, it was a little chaotic. I think I jumped into it like straight off the bat, just really doing my thing.
Yeah.
And selling as many houses as I could. So yeah.
That's amazing.
Thank you.
How did you get your very first deal?
I got my very first deal. Gosh, let me see. It was actually a lead.
Okay.
So I had signed up for this lead program when I first got started. It was a referral, so no like upfront cost at all. It was pay at closing.
Okay.
And my first one was a listing.
Okay.
And I was like, okay, wow. And
Yeah.
it just so happens to be like this like investment property. So went in, sold it within 3 weeks, and yeah, it was
Amazing.
Yeah.
Do you mind disclosing what was that referral program?
Yeah, so it's Opcity. So
what is it called?
Opcity.
Okay.
OPCITY.
Very well.
Yeah, and it didn't work for a lot of agents.
Okay.
But I was a hustler, so I made it work.
That's amazing. I love that.
Yeah.
Like, are you still in partnership with them? Like, do you still work with them?
I am, yeah.
Okay.
So I do. Well, no. So not any longer. Sorry.
Okay.
Sorry.
That's
Yeah,
okay.
I quit them. I quit Opcity. I'd say around end of 22, beginning of 23. I
Was
just
there a
think like,
specific reason?
well, the leads were not as good quality. For
Understood.
sure. I'd say that. Like I was really turning nothing into something,
No.
honestly, with that program. And so I really got lucky with that listing.
Mm-hmm.
And so, yeah, I was like, yeah, this isn't benefiting me anymore. So I just stopped using it. Yeah.
Okay. After your first deal, how did your ball get rolling? Like, what were the next
so
leads coming from?
I just signed up for other programs. So I had left Opcity where it was no upfront cost, and I just started using leads that were upfront costs. And so I was using like Realtor.com. I used Zillow for a little bit, and didn't really like Realtor.com was great. Like, had great conversions through it. Like, it really worked. I mean, it just really comes all down to your determination and how quickly you're able to convert from customer to client. But it went really well. Zillow I just stopped using because they were much more expensive. Like I could have paid a fraction of the cost for Realtor.com than I would have paid for Zillow. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Yeah. But yeah, from there, and then like just also like very recently, now we have friends who are getting into like, the real estate side of things, and they're buying their first place. So yeah, it's just kind of been a kind of mix of natural and also process leads. So
got it.
Yeah.
And then have you lived your whole life in Wisconsin?
I have, yes.
Okay.
So I'm from Milwaukee, Wisconsin. I currently stay in McAllen with my family, and born and raised, been to tons of different schools, private, public, all over. It's been a little crazy.
That's
and
amazing.
So yeah, grew up with my grandma and my uncle. I'm actually Charles Walker the third in the family. So,
oh wow.
Yeah, gosh, I hope it stops here. But yeah.
Okay, well, that was just a little bit of introduction.
Absolutely, yeah.
And then I'm gonna ask you questions. Don't.
Okay.
Yeah.
For sure. Give me 1 second.
Yeah, go for it.
Sure to see if they email me back. Okay. We're good. Okay.
Perfect. Charles, we both are young realtors in a competitive industry. What made you choose Keller Williams, and what has the journey been like for you?
Yeah, so I started with Keller Williams. So actually,
Since
it's
the beginning?
funny. No.
Ah,
So
okay.
it was actually a funny story. So once I got my license, I
Yeah.
was like, oh my gosh, I need to work at a firm now.
Mm-hmm.
And funny enough, I just so happened to find the initial Keller Williams I started with through Indeed.
Okay.
Yeah,
That's
very
crazy.
weird.
Oh my God, yeah.
So I applied.
Okay.
They interviewed me and they were like, "You got the job." And I was like, I was so excited.
Yeah.
Lo and behold,
Wait, so they hired you like as an employee rather than you like?
they hired me as a realtor. They're like, "Yeah, you got the job."
Oh, I'm confused. So like, this is not really like a job, right? Like this is the
Yeah,
business
no,
you run.
yeah. I think it was mostly like an interview, but I was gonna get the job anyways.
Oh,
as a
technically,
realtor.
you know how we interviewed different brokerages?
Yeah.
But they interviewed you?
Pretty much, because it was Indeed.
Oh,
so
I
they
see.
reached out.
Okay,
Yeah.
got it.
So they reached out,
Okay.
and lo and behold, had I known, like,
Yeah.
I should have been interviewing them. They were interviewing me, and so like I thought it was like this big complex of like
Got
filing
it.
Indeed, interviewing for a new company. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I
Okay.
wasn't thinking that. I was
That's
new
okay.
to everything, and so like. I found Keller Williams. I initially started with Southwest in New Berlin. Now that was a little bit of a drive because, like I said, I lived in Mequon. That was like a far stretch to drive all the way there, and I was just like, oh, can't do this. Leadership was totally different at the time, and so I was like, oh, I don't think I can be able to do this. So I moved brokerages from Keller Williams Southwest to Coldwell Banker Metro West. It's still in Brookfield, but I just never called that home. I called my Mequon office home, and so from there, I've been with Coldwell Banker, I want to say, ever since, I think, yeah, because I had my first closings with them.
Got it.
So I've been with them ever since then, and I definitely hit my 2-year anniversary already. I was going to be coming up on my 3 in March. Okay. But yeah, pretty much I was with them. And then what made me transition back to Keller Williams, I think, was a drastic change. Okay. Coldwell Banker, I think they really like to Storm as this innovative company, but a lot of times I just don't see it as being innovative. You know what I mean? Or progressive, to say the least. Yeah. And so Keller Williams really had that it factor. Had I known that there was a North Shore location when I was at Southwest, I probably would have just moved brokerages. But just me and my little mindset, with applying on Indeed.
Yeah, that's okay.
Like,
hey,
yeah, right. So I was just like, so yeah, that was really what made me transition back. I think the leadership was much stronger at KW anyway. So yeah, there was numerous factors behind why I transitioned back to KW, but I initially did start with them, yes.
Understood. Very well. Well, I'm with First Weber, where we are shooting here, right? I would love, and I love what we bring to the table, but I'm curious, what do you think that gives Keller Williams an edge?
The vibrance, I think, the energy, the youth. That's what really gets it going there, the motivation and the hunger. There is so much heavy hitters at KW, and you're surrounded by so many talented people, so many people who are so diligent with their work, with their career, that it really inspires you and it really motivates you. It keeps you passionate, and that's what keeps that thrive and that energy, that motive, just to keep going. And so that is a big factor. One of the bigger factors is youth. I think social media has really shaped the way of real estate, as we both.
Yes.
So I mean, there's tons of really good social media agents at KW. Okay. And so I'm able to relate with them, brainstorm, connect with them, get new ideas on content. Just those people being there gives me an exponential amount of resource. So that's really why it was
that's so amazing.
Yeah, that energy to be there.
The younger generation, it feels like they match our energy.
Absolutely.
Yeah. I have a couple friends at Keller Williams too, and that's all they talk about is the energy. So I can completely understand. We both have navigated real estate in Wisconsin, and as someone who built myself an Airbnb business alongside my real estate career, I see major investment opportunities. What's your take on the best investment strategies in Milwaukee right now?
Oh, I think anywhere where you can get in for a prime location for a reasonable price. Okay. I think right now, just looking at things as far as Airbnb or investments, you really want to get in areas that might seem like top school districts. You know what I mean? Walkable parks, walkable community, walkable shops, stores, restaurants, really where it's walkability, people favor community there. Yeah. And then that's really what improves the school systems, is that, the community drives itself there. And that's really for me where I think that that would be the best investment for people to really like navigate towards.
Got it.
Because not only that, you're really getting tenants who want to be in the school districts, who want to be in the walkable communities. You know what I mean?
Definitely.
So then that favors rent increase or like likelihood of, you know, some good tenants.
For sure.
Yeah.
Do you have any top 3 cities in mind that you would recommend our audience?
So obviously, coming off on my number 1 is going to be Whitefish Bay.
Okay.
I know that people love to say that, oh, it's so overrated to live in Whitefish Bay, but it's so expensive. But there's a reason why it's so expensive. It's because of the school districts, right? Like Whitefish Bay is a number 1 school district in Milwaukee County.
Oh, wow. I did not know that. So that's good to know.
It's number 5 in the state of Wisconsin. It trails behind Elmbrook, Elm Grove, Madison. You know, there's a few, but it trails number 5 in Wisconsin and number 1 in Milwaukee County. That has flocked families and first-time families to be in that area exponentially. And people will pay whatever price they need to be in that school district. You get what I mean? Like, families will sacrifice the extra dollar. So that one, and then you said top 3?
Yes.
Okay. My second, Elm Grove.
Okay.
Or sorry, not Elm Grove. Elmbrook.
Okay.
Elmbrook School District. That's Brookfield.
Okay.
Brookfield has a phenomenal school district. It's tons of families there as well. I think really people would love to be in that school district. And then, what's my last one? I want to go with Mequon.
Okay.
Homestead High School is really good school district that has flocked a lot of families there as well. So yeah,
got it.
My top 3.
I have heard a lot from buyers that they really want to move into Franklin because their school district is also really good at some point. What's your take on that?
I think the biggest thing is Franklin has a lot of early development.
Okay.
So they have been in the upcoming with a lot of the new construction homes.
Yeah.
That has really flocked first-time families who want to get that like new starter, you know, home kind of feel to it. But Franklin has really improved, I'd say, with their school districts. They do have a really good school district as well. But I think a lot of their new development has also flocked families to the area too.
Got it. Good to know.
Absolutely.
Yeah. We both know real estate is more than just selling homes.
Absolutely.
It's about the experience. What's been your most exciting, unexpected, or chaotic deal so far?
Oh, Lord.
The most.
Let me see.
Yeah.
I want to say, I just sold one.
Okay.
In Mequon off of Parkview, 2 acres on the river. It was a little insane.
Okay.
And I'd say like it was a very tricky process because so we got under contract with the property, and I believe 2 weeks after being under contract, we were finalizing appraisal and then getting clear to close. However, we got hit with a flood certificate that the property would be in a floodplain.
Okay.
And it was, at the time, it was a maybe. And my seller at the time, she lives on the same block. Like this was a rental property for her. And she was, she was like, I pulled both of them out. However, that was not the case. Actually, this property and her primary residence were both in the floodplain. So it's the entire street that was on the side of the river and a little bit across the street.
Oh my goodness.
So it was a pain of a deal. And the buyers had walked away. Luckily, we did get another offer. We successfully did wind up closing on the property because I can sell.
Yeah.
I was determined to get this property sold. And yeah, it was just a little bit of chaos, but that was just, I'd say, one of my most recollective chaotic.
Got it.
Yes.
Okay. And how did you get that lead?
Her son went to Homestead with my cousins in Mequon. So
wow.
Yeah.
A long relation
yes.
there.
Yeah, her son went to Homestead with my cousins, and so that was just like a real connection that fell through that way.
Got it. Okay. Well, social media has changed the way we market homes.
Absolutely.
I leverage my platform to bring in leads. How do you use content creation to drive sales?
Oh, I'd say hitting things that I think are unchecked boxes.
Okay.
So if you're really wanting to nail home with the social media tactics, I'd say you're really hitting where people might have questions, but it might not get answered just by calling someone and kind of laying them out, to a random realtor during the day. I think the best way to really hit their answers is through social media.
Got it.
So just reasonings being, I just dropped a very recent video of municipalities under $400,000, right?
Yes, I did see that.
That could be like a normal video where a buyer might call a realtor randomly the other day and be like, hey, do you know any municipalities that are like cheap,
average,
affordable. Exactly, yeah. So that checks an unanswered box for a lot of buyers. And I think if you're really hitting what are the most frequent questions that are being asked by buyers, if you're giving videos just really detailing that, but also making it attractive where you're able to hold the attention, your video will do well, for sure.
Got it. Yeah. Have you gotten any sales from your social media
Absolutely.
yet?
So I just had a closing yesterday.
Okay.
My first, I was a 4 unit through TikTok.
Okay.
Believe it or not, yeah. And that was also a little bit chaotic and painful, but it was good. Got it closed. Yeah. And so yeah, I had sold it that way, and then working with a few buyers, have another upcoming listing as well. So all derived from social media.
Wow.
Yes. It's really worked in my favor, I'd say, especially through TikTok. I have a much bigger following on TikTok.
May I ask how much?
Yeah, so I'm close to 3,000 followers on TikTok.
Amazing.
Yeah, I have close to 1 million likes though, so I've been getting a lot of attention on it. Yeah, but second biggest realtor in Milwaukee on TikTok. I'm trailing behind my bestie Emily Walzak. She's #1.
Okay.
And she does, I'd say, 90% of her business on TikTok, and she sells a lot of homes a year.
That is amazing.
Yeah, absolutely.
I am so curious on, so let's say like my page, again, I have been licensed last year in September, so this is still super new to me.
100%.
Let's talk about Instagram. I recently started my page in early January this year, and I have been doing since then. How do you get traffic for the buyers out there? Like to begin the page with, I started following the realtors because I want to get my name out there, get my face out there and everything. But now how am I supposed to target the buyers? Like, is there any specific algorithm that we should be doing? Or
I'd say,
what's your suggestion on that?
I'd say going back to like what I initially said, just getting those unchecked boxes. That's what's going to really pull the audience. Now, when it comes down to keeping the audience, it's different ways to do different things. So right now, my most notable who I know are really on Insta, it's me, it's Emily, it's Abigail, and we are pretty frequent on there.
Okay.
And so we have different strategies about each of us figure out, okay, how can we keep the attention? Now, a lot of times I do get a lot of inspiration through realtors who are out of state.
Yeah.
Right? And I might see them with a good amount of following, and I might track record, okay, this could
what
be
are
a
they
good
doing?
Absolutely.
Okay.
How are they really grabbing and pulling the audience of attention? And then you're construing that in your own sort of content, and then making sure that it's working for you. I think the biggest thing that has worked for me is I do like a lot of affordable neighborhoods in the areas I go. I film a lot of random houses during the block. As you know, you probably see like neighborhoods.
Yes.
My most recent video got over 120,000 views on it. It was simply due to the fact that, it was a caption that caught their attention.
Which was what?
It was an affordable neighborhood, so tucked away, you would have never known it existed.
Okay.
And so people want to know, affordable neighborhood, tucked away.
Which one is it?
I want to know. I want to know what it exists. Yeah. And that pulled. I think captions for Instagram pull. That is the #1 defeater. You can make a great video if you have a weak caption. Your video won't do well. I think that's the biggest thing, and I've been able to really implement great captions. I feel as though that's why my views have been able to increasingly soar. My followers increasingly soar. Honestly, to tell you the truth, I didn't really start Instagram till I started getting really serious with it in about November.
So you have got a 3,000 follower on Instagram since November?
Yeah. No, that's TikTok.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Instagram, I'm close to 2,000.
Okay, that's still huge. Exactly.
Yeah.
It's November, December, January. In 4 months, you got 2,000 followers.
Yeah. So
I
know.
Amazing.
So,
I love it.
But I was posting content before November on Instagram.
Okay.
However, it wasn't doing well because what I was doing is I was just copy and pasting what I was doing on TikTok on Instagram. I was like, okay, I need to build
this. Do you do 2 different contents for 2 different needs?
I kind of do the same.
Okay.
I'll switch it up. So I'll do get ready with me's on TikTok. I'll do very different small things. I'll even tweak the captions on TikTok a little bit just to pinpoint more towards the younger narrative because there is much younger people on TikTok.
Definitely.
And so, I think on Instagram, it's more polished, more clean. A lot of older people are on TikTok. So it's like, okay, you really want to make sure that this stands out to where it's hitting them and it's grabbing their attention. So it is a little bit different, but not too different, I'd say.
And
for sure.
how do you manage your time doing all this?
Yes.
You have closed over 8 million in real estate, and you are doing social media on Instagram and TikTok. So how do you manage your time throughout the day?
I'd say the first thing I'm doing, I'm waking up. I'm getting ready for the day.
What time do you wake up? Let me ask that.
Oof, Lord, it depends, honestly.
Okay. So you don't have like a specific...
I don't have like a really set schedule that I'm like really pertaining to.
Mm-hmm.
I'd say I get up, I for sure say around 8:30, 9 o'clock.
Okay.
In between that 8:30, 9 o'clock span, I'm up.
Yeah.
I'm getting ready for the day.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I'm eating,
Mm-hmm.
you know, doing my, you know, really getting myself together. First thing I do, real estate wise, business wise, I check social media.
Yeah.
Who's liked, any new followers, any new engagement, any new comments, you know, I'm responding to early in the morning. And people might think like, oh, why are you doing so? You're on your phone early in the morning, that's bad for you. But it's like, okay, this is the new way of real estate. People aren't recognizing that. Like, you have to get up and start engaging. Yeah. I scroll through a few reels that are real estate related. See, okay, right, this might be a good one I could do today. You know what I mean? Then from there, I spend about, I want to say, a good 30 minutes. Okay. A minimum of 30 minutes on social media. It's such a huge benefactor, you know. And then from there, I am moving over to deals. Okay. What am I currently working on? Right. What buyers? Then I'm checking the MLS. I say between social media, between the first 30 minutes of the day, it's social media and MLS. I'm checking to see the hot sheet, what new listings are out, because I might have buyers, ooh, this house might meet their criteria, you know what I mean? That's in delayed or new listing. So in between that time, I'm doing social media and checking the MLS, and then texting sellers, texting buyers, catching up on deals, figuring out what needs to be done today, what can I do today, you know, what's new. Then once I'm done with that, I'm figuring out what new homes can I go record. Yeah. Are there any open houses? Are there any brokers opens? Are there any new listings where, you know, I might know this agent, they might be cool with me going to list, shoot the house, I might give them a call. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like it's always starting the day being very productive, so then that way the day gets going. Yeah. Or I might already have pre-planned appointments that day where I might have booked it and go and do that. So it really conforms into everything. So got it. And then what time do you like end your day? Like what time do you end up sleeping or getting home and finishing the day? To tell you the truth, I go to bed very late, even though I should not. Okay. But I want to say like midnight, 1 o'clock in the morning. Well, but that makes sense because I was curious on getting that answer is because you wake up at 8:39. Like what other realtors are like, nope, I wake up at 5 a.m. and I'm ready to go and everything. I'm like, okay, like for our young people, like it's really hard for me to wake up at 5 a.m. Very hard. Especially with the life we have and I can't make it. Salute to them. So I just wanted to get another opinion. Like, okay, what time do you sleep then, you know? Absolutely. So yeah, I go to sleep around 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock. And honestly, while I'm in bed, just I'm on TikTok, I'm scrolling. Yeah. I'm obviously doing my thing, but also some period of that form of me getting ready to go to bed, I'm figuring out if there's any new reels I could do for tomorrow. You get what I mean? Do you take, how is your time used into editing those videos? Like how much time do you take throughout the day or how has it been? To edit them, I'd say probably max 10 minutes. Really? Okay. Yeah. It's like the home videos you're seeing, like I think the biggest part of my time is the caption. Okay, yeah. I have the hand of a surgeon. So like when I go to record houses, it's very pinpoint, very precise. Yep. And I'm very shocked with that. Yeah. People are like, how are you doing? Yeah. What gimbal are you using? I'm like, no, it's just my hand. And sometimes I'll even show people like how I do it because it's very, you have to be concentrated on one specific thing in a room. Okay. One specific. I am so precise about how I do things and just like, I might look at something. Okay, so what I do is I walk around the house. Yeah. I will look at different angles. Do you have some more time? Yeah. Okay. I was just making sure that is recording. For sure. Yeah. No worries. I will look around the house. Yeah. Before I start shooting, I will figure out what I'm going to shoot. Okay. It might be a shelf that might look aesthetic that where I could throw this in a video. You know what I mean? Yeah, like your slow-mo videos. Okay. I have to figure out what are the good angles, what looks good. Should I back up a little bit, come off a wall? Would that look better, right? Than going straight up forward. So I am very precise about how I do things. The main thing it comes down to is caption. Trying to find a caption. A lot of times, I will have the caption in my head. Like on my most recent video I did, the house, it's that big historic one on Shepherd Avenue. Yes. And I knew this song. I was singing that song in my head the entire time I was recording the house. Okay. So I found the audio. You had everything in your brain just like, just like that. I found the caption, probably less than a minute.
Wow.
I was like, a home for sale and then I was like, okay, this is a luxurious property. It's $1 million property. I'm like, okay, that makes you feel like you're living in luxury.
Yeah.
Because royalty. Sorry, I said royalty. Yeah. Because it's old, it's rich.
Yeah.
So I was like, boom, that's the caption. Throw it together. Boom, now it has over 110,000 views on it. You know
that
what
is
I mean?
amazing.
Yeah.
Another thing I would like to ask is that I do the same thing. If I see any new properties in their new listing or anything, I would just, reach out to them and be like, hey, I want to take some professional videos. The struggle I see with that is some people don't understand what I'm trying to tell them. So how do you convey it? Is it you? So what I do is I would email them first if I see any new listing. I usually shoot all my videos on a weekend or a Friday evening. And I just reach out to them today. Hey, hi, I see this property is amazing. Can I get your permission to go there and shoot this Saturday with the professional equipment? Yeah. So sometimes I guess they don't understand that, okay, what are you talking about? Or no, I don't want you to do that. Like, nope, I don't want that. So how do you get over that part?
I would say,
like, what's your tactic behind?
Is this going to be for like the younger realtors, like general audience?
Okay. Yeah.
Is this going to be okay?
Yeah. I mean, it could be anybody. It's going to go on YouTube. So
right.
Yeah.
Okay. So my biggest thing I would say is, there's going to be agents out here who do not want to see us win whatsoever.
Okay.
There was a way of real estate. I'm just going to say it how it is. I'm very transparent. There was a way of real estate where things were a lot easier. Phones weren't available. People could just call in a realtor. So if they found a realtor at that open house, if they found a realtor at that broker's open, if they found that listing agent's number on that yard sign, it was easy. Boom, double popped a $2 million, $3 million, $4 million deal in Wisconsin, right?
Yeah.
And that's how it was then.
Okay.
Now things have obviously drastically changed. The generation who it was easier for them then cannot understand it now.
Okay.
Instead of being, I'd say, cohesive and being able to be responded as like, hey, I want to learn this new way of real estate. They'll jeopardize it for a lot of younger agents to be able to get ahead from the listings that they're able to obtain.
Got it.
That has been a very hard struggle point that I've seen behind closed doors with so many agents besides myself.
Okay.
I will call agents where it will be like, hey, can I shoot your house? They'll say no. And I'll be like, okay, I can tag you. I can.
Exactly. And I mentioned that too, that, hey, I'll be putting your name everywhere I post.
They'll still say no.
Yeah. Like,
because some agents will think they have the power and ability to say no, even though like legally we can't call the seller, right? So it's like, technically they're speaking on behalf of the seller.
Right.
However, they're just really doing that in fear of them being really pushed out of the industry by us.
I hear you. No, now that makes so much sense after that listening, that perspective.
Very much. And so you might understand, like, why would they say no? Why wouldn't they want to promote their home more?
Exactly. Why would you not want that home to be seen by more buyers and more people?
Which have potential to, they could even call you. They don't have to call me.
Exactly.
Your info will be on there. Yes, it's to limit the ability for us to develop business. So even if it might not be to that particular listing that you're shooting, it might be a potential buyer who you might close another property with. You get what I mean?
Yeah.
And that has worked. I've picked up buyers to some agents listing where I'm now working with them. We didn't sell that house, but I now have them where I can find them a property. You know what I mean?
Definitely.
At a good price point. So it's like these agents see that. They understand that. They don't know how to work it. So they're going to deflect it and they're going to navigate us to not be able to get ahead. So I'll just say that as like, that's a huge pinpointer. They are really not trying to let us do that. But just, I'd say that happens probably 20% out of the 80%. 80%, I'm always getting a yes.
Okay.
A lot of times what I do is I never call or text unless they're super busy. I text, then I email. Never email. Email's like the last resort. You know what I mean?
Okay.
I always call.
Okay.
Because if it's direct, you get a response without them thinking about it.
Makes sense.
If you text, they'll think about a response.
Yeah.
If you email, they'll think about a response. If you call, it's straight to the point.
Okay.
Right? So I call every single listing agent I'm going to shoot, unless I'm like die-hearted besties with that listing agent.
Yeah.
And just text them like, hey, when can I go shoot a,
Yeah, got it.
But I always call because then I want a authentic, straight to the point answer.
Got it. When you say you call, do you call them like, oh, I saw this listing came out. Can I go today at 6 p.m. to shoot it? Or do you a couple of days ahead?
Yeah. I meant to respond to that one too. I just got sidetracked. Yeah. So what I'll say is, I'll be like, hi, my name is Charlie Walker. I'm with Keller Williams North Shore. I was just reaching out regarding your listing on so-and-so. Is it okay? I absolutely love it. I always compliment the listing because you really be courteous of their time, right?
Yeah.
I absolutely love your listing. Was it okay with you if I go through and I shoot a video for it for social media? And then before I let them rebuttal, I'll say, I can also tag you on Instagram if you have it. Mm-hmm. I'll say that.
Yeah.
Like, and then, if they're very hesitant on it, I'll be like, I'll be quick. Honestly, like, I don't really do anything with my videos as far as steering. So it's like your info will be on there. Your listing agent will be next to your name. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, your info will be provided that way, for sure. So yeah, because I had this experience happen to me before. I called someone. She said no.
Okay.
Then I texted her and I go, I'll tag you. She said yes.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's like, unless they have some sort of cut in this, then it's no. Okay. Or then it's yes. But if they don't, it's like, why are you bothering calling? You get what I mean? And that's for some, not for all.
Got it.
Yeah.
You have sold over 8 million in real estate. How does that feel?
Oh, it feels okay.
Okay.
People might say, like, that's a big number, but I'm like, what are we doing this year?
What's your goal? How much are you looking to reach?
I want to sell at least 20 homes. I don't care about the volume. If I could help 20 people, that would be my biggest goal. Another big goal of mine is I'd buy this year.
Yeah.
Super excited about it. And my structure with KW is amazing. So I am like, all right, let's hustle.
Yeah.
So really, like, I will sell. Okay, like, I can sell my ass off if I really need to. You know what I mean? Like, I really can. And so I will really hustle, because I feel like this is a point in our career where these next 6 months we need to take the biggest advantage of. It's really crucial. And a lot of people might say, like, oh, spring market's always here. We're such an up and coming city that once we get the people we need to be here, it'll be oversaturated.
Yeah.
Real estate will be the way it is. But now we're seeing consistent, over asking. Consistent, and not to say, like, I like, when it comes time for me to buy, I wouldn't want to bid it. You know what I mean? But like, I would say, like, I really want to take full advantage. So if I could help at least 20 people this year.
Yeah.
My 2023, 24, I've sold, I want to say, between 8 to 12 homes. Okay. Both years. 23 was an amazing year.
That's amazing.
Yeah, but 24 was a good year too. So yeah, that's pretty much my goal for this year.
Got it. Well, as you have sold over 8 million in home, if you had to give 3 rules for closing high value deals, what would they be?
Reiterate on that question.
Sure. It's, if you were, as you have already sold 8 million in real estate, and if you were to do high value deals, what are the 3 rules you would use into getting more high value deals?
Oh, yeah. Connections. That's the first thing.
Okay.
I think, like, a lot of the way that you infiltrate yourself in spaces with people who make more money will get you into doors to have higher listings.
And how do you do that? Like, okay, let me ask this first. Sorry. Have you done, like, over $1 million deals?
Not yet. I came close to a listing appointment. I got beat out by somebody who tanked their commission because they wanted the list, of course.
Oh my goodness.
But I was close.
Okay.
However, like, I'm still on the road to get there. I think the tricky thing about it is, with Milwaukee, it's a very tight market.
Yeah.
When it comes to the luxury side of Milwaukee, everybody knows everybody. One millionaire in Milwaukee might know 3 or 4 different realtors who are all luxury agents. You get what I mean?
Really?
It's a very small market.
Okay.
I say you get more of an accessibility out here in, like, the Waukesha County, Ozaki County. You might get a lot more accessibility, but in Milwaukee County, North Shore specifically, very tight. Connections. So just going to, like, signing up for yoga studios.
Okay.
I play tennis.
Yeah.
A lot of people are involved in tennis who might have an affluent background. You know what I mean? So getting in that space, like, I'm friends with one of my good friends. I found him, I was playing tennis at Lake Park. He is a private investor at JP Morgan.
Okay.
My other friend, he is a T analysis at the downtown US Bank building. Finding these people through.
And you found them through tennis?
Through tennis, just playing tennis. They walked up to me, they were like, hey man, mind if I get in next round? I was like, hell yeah. So that's how I really build my sphere. I'd say similar hobbies, obviously golf, tennis.
Yeah.
You know, that's where you'll really find them. Pickleball is starting to be that.
That's a new,
it's
trend.
a new one. And then gym, yoga studio, I'd say in prime locations of Milwaukee, Whitefish Bay, downtown Milwaukee, 3rd Ward, you're gonna find condo owners, probably luxury condo owners, luxury North Shore owners. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Those are more prevalent to be in those spaces. So that's why I recommend really getting involved in those spaces. Even being at communities where you're doing like a little organization in Cahill Park in Whitefish Bay, you're gonna attract homeowners to come over. You know, whether it's like some foundation that you're donating to, or you know, maybe just like a chill day.
Yeah, I
Things
hear
of that
you.
nature. That's how you really get people of that status in your sphere, for sure.
Got it. That is so amazing.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah. Interest rates have impacted our buying decisions. So have you changed your approach to advising clients in today's market?
Yes. The biggest thing I'd say for interest rates was we don't want to sell because we're at 3%, right? Which I totally get. I totally understand.
Yeah.
However, being a homeowner, you have an advantage already.
Yes.
With equity, with tons of different, you know, things that you can be able to use at your disposal. However, with interest rates, I always tell people never wait for them to come down.
Yeah. But how can we convince them? Like, let's say if you have
Well, because demand is already high in Milwaukee. We are an up and coming county, right? We're already starting to see fluctuated prices in certain suburbs, right?
Yeah.
Having interest rates comes down only gives the demand more increase to buy, gives them more buying power. So if it gives them more buying power, that gives them the opportunity to then come in the area and overbid.
Yeah.
Because now, say if I had a $500,000 mortgage at 7%, interest rates tanked to 3.5%, 2%. Oh, now my mortgage goes from my pre-approval goes from 500 to 7, maybe even 800,000.
Yeah.
I'll still be paying the same as I was paying $500,000 at 7%. You get what I mean?
Exactly.
Things of that nature, I always tell buyers, never wait. You can never wait at a time like this. The best thing you could do, find a house that you love, refinance when the time is
comes,
right.
Yeah.
And now, boom, you got the house you love, and now you pay a cheaper price.
Yep.
Yeah. So that's my biggest thing there.
Got it. Some people say the best realtors are born salespeople. Do you think real estate success comes from natural talent, or can it be learned?
Ooh, that's a really good question.
Yeah.
It's hard to develop talent.
Okay.
It's so hard to develop talent. You really got to be able to sell people on a house.
Okay.
I think when I go there, so what really made me successful, especially early, young, I've worked with people who are twice my age, literally my grandparents' age on some clients. Like, I'd say really, you have to be, one, a personable person.
Okay.
You cannot be a outgoing but snarky behind camera kind of, like, you really have got to be an outgoing person. You really have to put the client's best interest first.
Yeah.
I hold babies at showings, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
In my lap, in my arm, while they're showing the house, getting them very comfortable with me, getting them to trust, like, and know me. That was what I think could do well if you're not good at being a salesperson.
Okay.
Being a personable person, because people like a personable person.
Yeah.
They hate a robot car salesman.
Trying to sell.
It's the worst. If you are a person, I think that's what would really get your foot in the door. Because then you can do charities and organizations where you're naturally, organically pulling those clients who might fit the same demeanor and personality as you. Then that turns into a transaction. You get what I mean?
Exactly.
So being a personable person without being a salesperson can get you still ahead in the business. Being a salesperson will get you further if you have a personable personality.
Okay.
I'm a salesperson with a personable personality.
How did you become a salesperson?
Oh, I'd say.
Were you born with it?
I'd say it's a talent. It is such a talent. I promise.
So, like, let's talk. For me, I'm born and brought up in India. I came to the United States in 2018. I came to Massachusetts.
Yeah.
I have a background in pharmacy operations manager. So since English is not my first language, I got here and
it's very good.
Thank you. I have tried. I started a customer service job, which is like at a grocery store. Or,
absolutely.
So trying to grow that. Long story short, I feel like I learned my sales skill those last 6 years, which is working at pharmacy every day talking to the customers. So that's my perspective on me learning sales. What's your take on it?
Yeah, what I developed, I say, as far as improvement of sales skills.
Okay.
I worked at Sam's Club.
Okay.
And Sam's Club in Waukesha, actually, right off of I believe in Blue Line. Yeah.
Okay.
So with Sam's Club, I don't know if you remember there. Are you remember?
Yes.
But we had to pitch for the credit cards and the memberships.
Okay.
You know, every person on the basic membership, we got to get them to upgrade.
Yeah.
Every person who didn't have a credit card, we got to get them to get a credit card. I had to structure different ways on how to get these people to upgrade. So one of my sales tactics was when I see a big ass cart and they are, excuse my language, sorry.
That's okay.
I'll reform this, but when I see a huge cart coming down my aisle,
yeah,
and they're all onboarding, and first thing we have to do is scan their membership.
Yeah.
And certain times we could tell a blue is a plus and a green is a regular.
Okay.
Scanning the green one, it's telling me on the screen, they have spent tons of money. You need to upgrade them. This is what they could have had if they were a plus member. I'd be like, I asked them, hi, do you know? No, I don't want to be a plus member. Hey, I'm like, all right. Here's where my salesperson comes in.
Yeah.
I scanned this whole cart.
Yeah.
And obviously, I'm like, they hit me like, yeah, what's my damage? And right as they're about to pay, I'll be like, now I'll tell you this. You could have made so-and-so X amount of dollars.
Yeah.
So you could have made $200 today.
Yeah.
With our plus program if you were a plus member.
Yeah.
Because you've came in and now you're about to spend $400 or $500 on food.
Yeah.
Then they think about it. They pause.
Exactly. Yeah.
They're like,
okay.
So what's included with the plus membership?
Yeah.
Right? So I'm entailing them.
Yeah.
I misconstrue a little.
Okay.
So, I will just be like, well, I think the biggest factor obviously is our 2% cash back on everything. However, we do have all these other incentives. I'm running down these whole other incentives.
Yeah.
I might be lying about how much they're going to get back today, but the higher, the bigger their ears open.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's how I got them. They were like, let's give it a try. Then what was good about our program was that you had a specific period where it was cheaper. So say if you were like 4 months before your renewal was due, it would be cheaper to sign up for the plus.
Yeah, get some discount.
I'd say it's only it's only so and so today.
Yeah.
Like I said, if you were to sign up today, you get all of that cash back just off of today's order.
Yeah.
Baby, I had the card ready at checkout. I'm best friends with the manager there.
Yeah.
She will die the day I come back to that store. But I was one of her top salespeople because I was able to figure out new strategies behind it. So instead of me asking and them saying no, I was like, I'm not gonna take no for an answer.
Exactly.
You're gonna get this plus membership.
Yeah.
Now, if they were persistent on it, now if they still said no, I'd probably just give them the thing and tell them, I know, you might get pitched, and I'm like I said, this is where my personable side comes on. Yeah. I'd say, I know you get hassled all the time, and you get told you need to upgrade, but I'm telling you, person to person, you will make a lot of money. Yeah. Then sometimes they'll either get convinced that way, or if they're still persistent, they'll send them off on their way. But at least I know that I'm able to like softly hit them. Yeah. On a personable level.
Exactly. Right? Like they'll remember your face and what you said. Like think about it at some point throughout the day.
Right.
Yeah. So I feel like, I completely get that. Yeah.
Because if you spend enough money there, the membership will then pay for itself because of the amount of cash back you get. You could use that to renew your membership. So it paid for itself at one point for a lot of people. So yeah.
Got it. We both work crazy hours. How do you stay motivated and avoid burnout in such a high pressure career?
Multitasking.
Okay.
I cannot stress to people enough about that because I think like I get burnt out sometimes. I have a full day of showings. I'm just like, here we go. Yeah. Gotta go in. Got one buyer who wants to see like 4 homes one day, and I'm like, gotta make this happen. Yeah. Oh, I play tennis. Okay. Tennis is my stress reliever. The only reason why is because with tennis, you can't focus on things outside of the game. You have to focus on the ball. Right, the ball.
Oh, got it. Yeah, so it's like you're not thinking about anything else.
I'm not thinking about anything. Yeah. Then I'm with friends who I know, love, and trust, having a good time. I'm laughing. That's what really rejuvenizes me. For sure. So after the game, I'm like, okay, we can go tomorrow. We can do this tomorrow. I spend time with my partner. We get together. We might just chill at home, maybe buy some snacks, have a movie night, whatever.
If you had to sell your best tennis player a home here in Wisconsin, where would that be?
Yes. I would say for sure River Hills.
Okay.
River Hills is, you get a lot of secluded tree area. You know what I mean? You get a lot of land. You get a good sized home. And for a reasonable price, I'd say. Okay. So many basketball players, doctors, dentists who really love their privacy because, they're always in the public, would love a spot like that because it gives you some exclusivity as far as home.
Got it.
Yes, I'd sell it there.
Perfect.
And it is Carlos Alcaraz. I'd sell him his house.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good to know. I love learning from top producers like you, and I know our listeners do too. If anyone wants to connect with you, what's the best way?
Well, you can connect with me on Instagram. It's WRG_NKE. Okay. And then also, you can connect with me via phone. And then also, if you need to reach me by phone, it's 414-399-1153. Then I can be able to answer and, give you any questions that you might feel you need to fulfill. So, any answers, sorry.
That's okay.
Awesome.
Sounds good. Yeah. Well, that was the end of it. Do you have any questions for me?
What made you get into real estate?
I would say the passion of making money. Yeah. I have other couple businesses and I love making money. And as I said, I had a background in my pharmacy, so I felt like that talking to a stranger is not huge for me. Like I can talk all day if you want.
Me too.
And
yes.
Exactly. I am still learning the sales part. I'm still getting to that. But yeah, that was the biggest thing, which was that I could make the most amount of money in less time.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I think that's another. Yeah, that's a great point. Well, yeah, that's really all the questions I had. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Awesome.
And would you like to know anything about me or? I know you gotta get going.
No, I think you. So yeah. You said you moved here in 2018.
Into Massachusetts. That's where my family. Yeah. I have been in Wisconsin only 3 years.
Really? Okay.
Yes.
So why Massachusetts?
Because my grandparents have lived there from 25 years, so they brought us here as an immigrant.
Gotcha.
So generations of my grandparents, I guess, they came and they pulled my grandparents, and my grandparents pulled me and my family.
Gotcha.
If that makes sense.
Massachusetts is beautiful. I have a dream that I want to live on Nantucket Island. I have a dream.
Well, your dream's not too far. Yeah, it'll be here soon. Yeah.
Like to own a house on Nantucket Island.
Definitely.
And just not care about anything. That's my dream. I love Massachusetts. It's beautiful. So yeah, I didn't really have too many questions.
No, that's okay. It was lovely having you.
I meeting you as
really appreciate, and it means a lot because it's not that you get a lot of energy on social media. Yeah, let's do a podcast.
Absolutely.
So it's really appreciative, and I'm again trying to make my name out there on social media, doing podcasts. And yes, that dropped again. It's okay. We got
what we needed. Yeah.
But yeah, thanks for coming over.
Absolutely. And like I said, this real estate market, it's endless. It's endless. There's so much buying power out there. There's tons of buyers out there. Even some who are right now who are thinking about buying in the next 2-3 months probably don't have a realtor. I want to be able to touch as much people as I can.
Sure.
So I'd say you get out there, girl, you record those homes, but call them.
Yes.
Because email and text, like I said, forever. They think, and they might say no ultimately, but if you call, you get a better response most of the time. So
understood.
Absolutely. Well, thank you.
Yes.
I appreciate your time here.
You too.
I look forward to the podcast. This office is nice.
Oh, you should come over.
Right. I just moved.
Well, thanks again.
No problem. Have a great day.
You too. Oh, you have my mic.
Of course I do.
Thanks.
Thank you.
You too.